It was a busted play. I mean, and you don't know what's going to happen on a busted play. And, you know, Daquan Smith's one of those guys, he struggles, you know, especially in the first half. I think he was pressing a little bit, and he finally calmed down a little bit the second half. Finished with 18, it didn't feel like it, but I thought he had some open looks. And, you know, that last one, he's made shots off balance, you know, his whole career. So, you know, kudos to him. He stayed the course. He moved on to the next play, even though he was struggling.
What was it like being back here, and then does this win, a big win for your coaching career, mean anything more that it happened back here?
I'm not gonna lie, it means a lot. You know, basically grew up here. You know, special place. A lot of people that you know help me grow as a person. You know, you see them in the stands, they're texting me, and you know, just to come back here with your own program is special.
What does it mean? I mean, despite, on top of just you, what's the win mean over a Power 5 team for Radford?
It means a lot. I mean, I think the fact that, you know, being your first time being coach in your hometown, and then, you know, my whole goal when I took the Radford job and was, you know, to take something that's good and try to make it great. And, you know, it's special to get these because they're really hard. You know, every game's really hard. You don't realize it. You know, I didn't realize until I moved into a head coach and the games were long, and you know, especially when you play in the team in Big 12, and you know, we play teams in the ACC. We have Clemson after Christmas, and you know, it's tough. Right from the road's tough.
Darris, considering the WVU's roster situation, new guys coming in, some of them hadn't played yet,
Right.
Some of them had only played one game. How difficult, I mean, what kind of work did you have to put in just to get a scout?
You know, their situation is unique because a lot of the stuff that you're scouting, you usually scout at the beginning of the year. You know, with the transfer portal, you're pulling clips from this guy's last school, this guy 2 schools ago, and you're trying to piece it together. You usually don't do that in, you know, the middle of December. So we're watching clips, and we're watching, you know, battle stuff from Montana State, and you know, just trying to piece everything together. But you know, for that to be his first game, I thought it was really, really promising. And when he caught that cramp, he's telling the guys, we said it's different. It's a difference being in game shape, and practice shape. And so you know, when he caught that cramp, I was like, it's hard to overcome cramps. And he came back second half, and he's really good. And I was like, oh man, it's gonna be a long one.
So he goes to line for a 1-and-1 and could have put him up 3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't defend it. So, but what's your thought process at that point? Is next play for you guys? Be ready. What do you think?
I didn't have any timeouts, so I just whatever happens at that point. So you know, they went on a run second half, and we had to use those timeouts. And you know, the crowd got into it and got loud. And so I said, you know, we can't save these timeouts. We may not be in the situation. Let's use them.
So what did you call or have called for the last play? Was it different action, other side
It
of the court?
was, you know what I told the guys in there, the beauty of it is we've been in this situation a lot of games, you know, having the chance to win it with the last possession. At JMU, you know, they're top 25 in the country, the same situation. At Old Dominion, maybe one other time, I don't know, but we called a play, and then they kind of jumped to the side and let Brian Antoine get downhill and draw a foul. So we didn't even necessarily get to the play. We wanted to run something with enough time for us to get it if we missed it, but not enough time for them to, you know, have a shot at it. So that was our thought process.
When Smith, you know, he catches the ball, and there's still a couple seconds, then he loses it. He's got to go pick it up, and you know, and like you said, you know, he just kind of throws something up there. Sounds like he's done that kind of stuff before. I mean, that's kind of a. I mean, he probably doesn't know how much time's left on the clock as he's trying to bend down and pick up the ball. Yeah,
yeah, and you know, we've been saying it since June. You know, get the ball with 2 hands, get the ball with 2 hands, and guys don't understand why we always saying that. And he got the ball with 2 hands, and you know, he rose up and. A lot of times in this situation, there's not time to put pressure on yourself. That's all you have to do. And so our next concern was, you know, we was in that situation of Marshall, guys ran on the floor. We were just trying to keep guys off the floor. We didn't want technical and, you know, something ended up, you know, going bad for us.
you've played against West Virginia before on the opposing side at Florida, obviously once before at Radford. Does it feel different, because Hugs had always been there? Josh on the other end, someone you know that well, does it feel any different for you, or just another game in the end?
It was definitely different. You know, obviously they've been through a lot over the last year. It was different, but it's also, and I told somebody on the radio, it's good to see your college teammates, you know, Alex and Deshaun. You know, the situation I was in years ago where I'm just getting into coaching, I transitioned from a player to now coach, so it was really good to see them, you know, in that element where they, you know, pivoted to their new purpose, you know, life after playing. So, you know, that was a refreshing part, but it is different just because of, you know, all the stuff that's, you know, transpired in the last year.
There's obviously, kind of going off that, Josh obviously has gone through a lot of obstacles,
Right.
Different obstacles. You guys being good friends, what advice do you kind of give him when you guys talk? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, what can you say, I guess?
Man.
Yeah.
The main thing I told him, and you know, you don't realize it, I think it's one of those things, going from assistant to head coach, you go through a lot of the same things, so you end up, your conversations end up more so with head coaches, because you're going through the same thing. So the main thing I told him was advice I got from Dustin Kearns, and I worked with him at Radford, and now he's at Appalachian State. He said, as a head coach, you're going to have big waves and you're going to have small waves, but they keep coming.
Yeah.
So sometimes the big waves are going to knock you off. You got to get back on. Sometimes you survive the little waves, and then you're like, okay, what's next? And so, I mean, he was like, that's a good way to put it, but, you know, that's what we signed up for.
Yeah. Mostly big waves here.
Mostly big waves.
Yeah.
Mostly big waves,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you offer that advice, or did he seek it out from you?
We was just on the phone, just hanging out. I was working out at night, and he was driving home, and I just called to check on him, and,
Okay.
you know, we just started talking.
When he spoke about it, he said you mentioned some boogie boards in there.
Oh, yeah, that's for the big waves.
Yeah, that's what the big
Yeah,
wave.
yeah.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Yeah, appreciate it.